Hello, welcome back to the We Are City channel for the launch of FC 25, and our Manchester City career mode starts right here today. We are going to do everything in our power in this series to do one thing and one thing only in the first season, that is lead this Manchester City side to a treble. Could it be Pep Guardiola's last year? Can Ilkay Gundogan be the key return to lift that title? Who knows? Well, how are we going to do it? We're going to do it with a squad of fantastic players that Pep Guardiola, Cheeky Begaristain, our City sporting director, and the club have put together for this season. And why do it? Well, why not? The absolute excitement, the enjoyment, the pandemonium, the euphoria when City won the treble. Why not create it for ourselves? To introduce the squad for the season, starting off with our goalkeeper, the 38-year-old Scott Carson. We've got 31-year-old 83-rated Stefan Ortega, Edison, an 88-rated goalkeeper. Fullback-wise, into the left-back roles, we've got Joshua Vardiol and Josh Wilson-Esbran. We also have a youngster coming through in Caden Braithwaite. We've got John Stones at the centre-back roles with Nathan Ake, Manu Akanji, and also one of the captains, the club captains, in Ruben Diaz. We also have players out on loan as well, including this in Luke Mbete and Callum Doyle, two young centre-backs coming through. Right-back roles, we've got Kyle Walker, out on loan Issa Kabore, and of course, the superstar coming through at City's youth system at the moment, it's Rico Lewis. Jadel Katongo out on loan away from the club, and then on to the holding midfield roles. We've got a youngster in Jacob Wright, out on loan Calvin Phillips, Rodri, who's going to miss the whole season with a 9-month ACL injury, Finley Burns out on loan, Mohamedou Sissoko makes up the holding midfield roles. Into the central midfield, we've got Ilkay Gundogan, captain of the club, Kevin De Bruyne, Mateo Kovacic, Bernardo Silva, Mateus Nunes, Maximo Piron out on loan, Kane Brecken out on loan, Nico O'Reilly could be very important, Phil Foden, who is City's star man, and James McAtee. And finally, Claudio Echeverri out on loan. Out to the wide areas, Jan Huto on loan at Borussia Dortmund, Kayiki at Sparta Rotterdam, Joel Ndala on loan at PSV Eindhoven. Into the first team forward players, we've got Jack Grealish on that left-hand side, or Jeremy Doku. We've got also a youngster coming through in Emilio Lawrence through the youth system. We've got on the right, Savinho, City's new big signing, Oscar Bob, and also Fahad Alfred Rupert, as well, a young winger. And finally, the only striker, first team striker in the squad, Erling Haaland, followed up by Devin Mbamba, who was signed from West Ham United, a free transfer in our youth system. But all eyes are going to be on Erling Haaland in this series. As you may have noticed, some players have been upgraded. Those votes were in the community tab, and this is what you voted for in terms of the upgrade, and also in terms of the starting 11, with one big change obviously in there. So you voted for, to start the season, in our 4-3-3 formation, Doku on the left, Savinho on the right, and Erling Haaland through the middle. Captain De Bruyne, Mateo Kovacic, and Bernardo Silva in the midfield three. Gundogan not in there, he's on the bench, and Kovacic in for an injured Rodri. Rodri's going to miss the full season, 9 months out for Rodri with that ACL injury, and Oscar Bob is going to be back in December, missing the first 3 months of the season, out with a broken leg injury. The back four is voted for with Joshua Vardiol, Ruben Diaz, Manu Akanji, and Rico Lewis. And Ortega doesn't start in goal. It is Edison. A strong bench which now has 9 options on the bench for Manchester City. Good reserves with the youth players. Obviously, Bob and Rodri injured. Rodri's going to be big miss for the season, and maybe that is the first move we make in the January transfer window. Transfers disabled. We go into this series as it looks. We're going with simulation system sliders to make this sort of as realistic as possible as we can with this series. Tactics will go through throughout the season if we do develop them, if we change them at any point. But I'm so excited to start FC 25, and why don't we kick things off with highlights from City's pre-season tournament. I've played 3 games in pre-season, bit of a practice to see how this team plays before we get into our first official game of the series. It's the Community Shield final at Wembley against Manchester United. Well, Manchester City on tour. The first game was against Al Ittihad, and Manchester City here. Danilo gives it away to Nico O'Reilly. O'Reilly through to James McAtee, and a goal in pre-season for youngster James McAtee for Pep Guardiola. Well, Pep said he'd given his chance this season, McAtee, and in pre-season, the first chance, he has taken it. Well, full time in the opening game of pre-season, Manchester City a 1-0 win over a Saudi Pro League side. Tactically, Pep Guardiola got things spot on. Haaland and McAtee starring up top. And match day 2 against another Saudi Pro League side in Cristiano Ronaldo's Al Nassr. Gundogan here, searching ball through to Erling Haaland. Haaland is through here. Haaland holds off defender. Haaland! 1-0 Manchester City. And it's a strike from City's big Norwegian up top. Gundogan. It's Rico Lewis, in fact, he's found Savinho. Savinho on his debut! Goal for Savinho in pre-season for Manchester City. City's tricky Brazilian. Getting a goal off that left foot, off that right-hand side. Here's Gundogan again. Look at that run from Haaland once again. He's in behind the defence here. Al-Nassr can't handle him. It's Haaland again. He bulldozes his way through. It's Erling Haaland for 3. What a pre-season this man is having. 2 goals today before half-time. Just bends it into that far left-hand corner with real quality in Haaland. How many goals do we get this season? He looks so sharp and ready. Here is Al-Nassr Otavio, lovely skill. Flicks it in, good save, Edison. It bounces off Vardale, unfortunately. And Otavio gets Al-Nassr a goal back at 3-1. Very unfortunate for Vardale. It bounces off his head. And back to Otavio to finish. Here's Edison. Oh, what a mistake from Edison. That is absolutely embarrassing from City's Brazilian. What a mistake. Al-Nassr celebrating. Just gives it on a plate for Talisca. Grealish searching for Haaland again. Haaland wants a hat-trick. And Selfie goes to Esbrand from fullback. And Josh Wilson Esbrand, the youngster, scores to Pep Guardiola's side. From fullback, he finds the back of the net. What a run. Otavio bends one past Edison. And Al-Nassr get another goal right at the end of this one. Cuts inside, bends it into the far corner. Full time, lots to Guardiola to think about defensively for this City team. Only 3 goals conceded, but Haaland looking good. And final game of pre-season for City was against sister club Girona. And that is the final whistle. A dull game between the champions, and that ends City's pre-season tour with Guardiola's side now ready to get into real competitive action. And it's opening day. Social media Athletic are tweeting it out. It is Manchester City versus United. We need revenge after that very poor FA Cup defeat. Laporte analysis is making Man United look like this. They've got a strong bench here. Bayindir, Anthony, Lindelof, Eriksson, Maguire, Garnacho, who's very, very good, and also Agate. The starting 11 is what we expected from United. It is Dalot, Martinez, De Ligt, and Mazwari, the back four. Nana starting goal. No Luke Shaw, I assume he's still out injured. Menu and Casemiro in the midfield too, with Ahmad and Rashford in the wide areas. It's Captain Fernandes in behind Xerxes for Erik ten Hag's side. You can see their key attacking players, Rashford and Ahmad. That might not be the starting 11 that starts this game because they do change things in an FC 25. Now, you go into a game, it's not the same one they've shown you in the analysis. Let's see how Erik ten Hag goes out at Wembley. We're worried about the United starting lineup. We don't need to be. This is the starting 11 for Manchester City. It is our strongest 11. Going out there full throttle to start the season. I want to start the season at a really high level, at a really good pace. We've seen City over recent years. We don't start so quickly. We get to like January time and then we start really finding form. If we can start quickly in this season, just think of how far ahead we could be in the league, in the Champions League, in the FA Cup. If we can start quickly and get these players hitting the ground running. So it's Wembley Stadium time, it's FA Community Shield final time, and it's retribution time perhaps this Manchester City side. Of course, we lost in the FA Cup final at the end of last season, 2-1. City come into this one looking to get the win, looking to lift that Community Shield. Yes, you could say it's the Mickey Mouse Cup. Yes, you could say it is not the full first team trophy. It is not really that much of an amazing one, but it's one that we want to win. This is the Man United side, and so Holland starts up top. It's Rashford, Anthony and Fernandes in behind, Agate and Casemiro in the midfield too, and it is Luke Shaw at left back for United side. Lenny Yoro on the bench. A FIFA has been signed, a Qatar international. Interesting, they've signed a free agent like that. They must be struggling in the wide areas. Erik ten Hag doing everything he can, throwing lots of money and improving this United side. So City versus United, FA Community Shield, and we are underway at Wembley Stadium. Our first game of the new season, our first game of FC 25 officially. I don't want to sacrifice too much possession, we want this ball back quickly, but I'm not going to be too over the top here in the press today against United. Maybe that isn't the right approach. I could go with a real high press, but I've decided against that. Here's Anthony with space. Kovacic with a foot in, Rasmus Højlund, past Ruben Diaz. Rasmus Højlund here! And what a bad bit of defending at the start of this series. That is really poor from us, and United take a lead 1-0. Well, I sold myself with Ruben Diaz. We dive into the chat. I mean, that is so bad from me. And Rasmus Højlund straight down the middle. Our first goal of FC 25 comes against us. Rasmus Højlund for Man United. That is so frustrating. What a poor start. First shot of the game. First goal. Good feet from Anthony. Oh, and he's done Diaz here. They've started so well. Anthony. Kovacic gets back and wins it for his side, but twice he's given it away in possession. Doku's best in these wide areas. Doku. Haaland, good hold up play. Bernardo Silva. Rico Lewis. Rico. Savinho makes a run here. Savinho with a chance to save by Onana. He's offside. Good find by Rico. Savinho goes early. That was okay for Manchester City. Okay for City here. Chased by Mazwari. Doku's past him. On to Haaland here. Martinez just gets a foot on it. Rico Lewis can't run it off Marcus Rashford. Half time at Wembley. And City do find themselves 1-0 down. We haven't really created many chances, especially not for the man up top, Erling Haaland. He goes into Kovacic with a great pass here. And Kovacic pings one towards Jeremy Doku, who's away from one. And now another one. And Doku into Haaland, his final ball, Doku. He's something he's got to work on. If that's a better pass to Erling Haaland, I feel like we score there. Here's Casemiro. City chasing the game a little bit. United doing everything else to keep the ball. Savinho's nicked it here. And Savinho plays in Haaland here. Mistake by United themselves. And it's Erling Haaland for Manchester City. And we are back in this. Erling Haaland with a goal. 1-1. Well, we make a mistake for the opening goal for Manchester United. And United, they pay us back. Given to Erling Haaland. And in the Community Shield final, it is City's big striking Viking with the equaliser. Savinho wins it off Luke Shaw. That's a bad mistake. Through to Erling Haaland. One touch. Bang. Past Onana. And City are level. Phil Foden on the bench as well. We can't forget that. A great finish by Haaland. He just sneaks it in that gap between Onana's arm and body. Guardiola celebrates 1-1. Great finish from Erling Haaland. Rasmus Højlund. Vardiol wrong side of him. Rashford. Blocked by Akanji and away by City. But I think defensively we've got things to work on. Kovacic, that's better from Mateo Kovacic. Nicely done, De Bruyne. And he pings one first time out to Savinho. What a ball by him. Savinho, Savinho running quicksand there. Just didn't seem like he was ever going to get there. Well, here comes Phil Foden and Jack Grealish for Doku and Bernardo Silva. Mason Mount comes on off that right side for Anthony. And Marcus Rashford is looking to cause an upset with a bullet here from range. Rashford on goal. Ederson with a strong left hand. Big strong hand from City's number 31. And he picks up Haaland afterwards. He's certainly got some energy. Ball in here. The link with a header. Haaland off the line. Rico Lewis picks it up and brings it away for City. Chased by Mazwari, the sliding challenge. Casemiro. Chased by Phil Foden. Well, it goes straight to penalties in the FA Community Shield. It did in real life, and it does here today. Penalties will decide our opening game on FC 25. Ten Hag versus Guardiola. Can United get the better City at Wembley again? The players stand frozen in shock as they look at their manager thinking, oh no, not penalties. I have no idea. What is that? Joshua Zirkzee stood doing a scarecrow on the halfway line there. What is going on? And the referees are walking through him. So penalties it is, and Bruno Fernandes will take the first one against goalkeeper Ederson. Fernandes sends him the wrong way with his little jump and hop and skip penalty. He's still telling me how to take the penalties. EA, I know. I've played this game long enough. Kevin De Bruyne versus Onana. We're going to go top left-hand corner here. De Bruyne slams it in. Good finish by City's captain. Marcus Rashford against Ederson. Sends Eddie the wrong way again. Rashford goes that right side. It's Erling Haaland time now. Calm and composed Erling Haaland. Bottom left-hand corner. Past Onana to make it 2-2. Joshua Zirkzee. He goes right as well. Every time I've gone left and they've gone right. Savinho. Well, I'm going to go right as well, but top right. Top right from Savinho sends Onana the wrong way. Well, good penalty so far, 3-0. Will Mason Mount be the first one to go left? He goes right as well. Phil Foden. I'm going to go right again, bottom right. Past Onana, takes the bottle out on the well, 4-4. Casemiro now. And he goes left, the first one to go left. And our final penalty will be taken by Ederson. Pressure on Eddie. Ederson versus Onana. Ederson steps up and dispatches in the bottom corner. Well done, goalkeeper. Now Manu Agate. Oh, Ederson goes the right way but can't save it. Pressure is on. Joško Vardiol. No, top left-hand corner as well. Vardiol puts his penalty in well. 6-all. It could go all the way here. Lisandro Martinez. Down the middle. Ederson can't save it. Andre Onana versus Mateo Kovacic, who hasn't had the best of games today. He's in the bottom right-hand corner. Mateo Kovacic is saved by Onana. Well, he's been the player who's been probably the worst in the field today. And our opening competitive game on FC 25 is a defeat to Erik ten Hag's side at Wembley. They win the Mickey Mouse Community Shield. It means absolutely nothing. But Mateo Kovacic is the man who let City down from the spot. Well, the social media saying Diaz was a rock at the heart of Manchester City defence and a reputation of stopping strikes in their tracks. Can he do it again this season? Well, he didn't in the Community Shield. I thought he was very poor for that Rasmus Højlund goal. We dived in with him, but his movement was poor. We need to work on defence this season. We've got to be strong defensively. Last year, City conceded way too many goals. We can't do that again. Opening day in the Premier League season will be for Manchester City against Chelsea. Arsenal won 3-0 Wolves on the opening day. They have set a precedent, a standard that we have to meet. Well, no changes to the starting 11 today. We're going to go exactly with that starting 11 again. It got a 1-1 draw with United. A 1-1 draw at Stamford Bridge is not too bad of a result. I expect Foden to come in at some point in the game. Probably Gundogan, maybe Walker, Grealish. We can make up to 5 substitutions, so we shouldn't be afraid to try and change things in-game. Well, Stamford Bridge it is. An opening day of the Premier League season here in our Manchester City career mode on FC 25. City go away to face Enzo Maresca's Chelsea. Lots of players, lots of coaches, and so much more of Chelsea is formerly involved with Manchester City. The coach was our former assistant coach. They've got Cole Palmer in there, one of City's youth players. Tosin Alvarado in there. Romeo Lavia. The list goes on and on of City's influence across the Premier League and world football. The Premier League especially. Well, handshake between the Manchester City players and the Chelsea players as Enzo Maresca names his first Chelsea starting 11 as the new manager. And this is the Chelsea side captained by Enzo Fernandez. I think it is Sanchez who starts in goal. A back four for Chelsea of Cucurella, Arabraio, De Sarsi and Gusto. It's Caicedo and Fernandes in the midfield too. And then Palmer, Madueke and Sancho supporting Christopher Nkunku in that striker possession, as I predicted. And wide to Savinho against Cucurella today. Savinho skips past Mark Cucurella, gives him a kick. Savinho with the ball into the far post here. Haaland is there. Sanchez came to that one. Very odd, his body shape. Got on the end of it. They're trying to feed Haaland there. Manchester City. Radial narrow. Palmer. Where's the holding midfielder gone? And Nkunku with a strike here at the outside of the boot. Nice attempt. Rico Lewis away. Kovacic slides in. City can't win it. Madueke with a strike. He's never bothering Ederson. But they've tested Ederson twice now. Diaz. Well won there. Vardiel sold him short. Sometimes you feel, how's Kevin De Bruyne how's Kyle Walker get back in this side? Savinho. Akanji. Back through to Savinho on a ball. Savinho. Onto Erling Haaland here, and a good save from Sanchez. What a bit of creation from City. That's Manu Akanji pushing forward. Bernardo wins the header. Well done, Bernardo Silva. That is half-time. We're starting to build something there at the end of the half. I think Chelsea wanted that half-time whistle. 0-0 at Stamford Bridge. Neither side can find their way through. Both sides had chances. Haaland had the best chance of the game. Diaz, good block, but it falls back to Nkunku. In a great position. Nkunku! Save from Ederson and blocked by Akanji. De Bruyne. What a ball through to Doku by De Bruyne. Up against the Sarsi. Doku past the Sarsi. Doku. Onto Bernardo Silva. Great defending by Tosin Alvarado. Fired it across the box to Bernardo for a tap-in. Doku against the Sarsi. Doku past the Sarsi. Brilliant from Doku. Doku from here, and Sanchez with a save behind for a corner. Good chance for Jeremy Doku. Christopher Nkunku still. Rico Lewis with him. Cole Palmer. Too easy. Good feet by Palmer. It's Jadon Sancho! And Chelsea have the lead, and Cole Palmer punishes Manchester City. And Jadon Sancho against one of his former sides. Well, he's been a United player. He's been a City player. Who is marking Sancho? Ruben Diaz. Doesn't go with him. And Sancho scores. Ruben Diaz watches him. Haaland. De Bruyne. Back wide to Grealish. He's fouled there. Nothing given. Well, De Bruyne's been fouled once or twice today. In good positions. Simple, really. Grealish in there to win it. Haaland. Back through to Grealish. It's Jack Grealish for Manchester City. Puts it wide. Look at Pep Guardiola's reaction. What a miss by Jack Grealish. Gives it back to Sancho. Space for Jackson. Down the box, Jackson. Just too strong, Diaz. Foden brings it away. Full-time whistle goes. It is defeat on the opening day of the Premier League season away at Chelsea. Grealish misses a City there at the end. And not good enough. Well, Man City were close to scoring an equaliser against Chelsea, but despite Jack Grealish's attempts on goal, the match ends in a bitter 1-0 loss to open the season. But Jack Grealish there, he cost us at the end. He should have scored that chance. So which is our test? You can see there key players in the back line against some more Manchester City youth players in the key roles in this Ipswich side. Calvin Phillips expected to start in the midfield. Muric at the back in the goalkeeper role. Liam Delap up top. They've got a really exciting side Ipswich. They sit in 18th place. They lost their opening game. Same position as Manchester City, who go to try and get a big win Well, if it's not broke, don't fix it, as they say. But it is broke because we lost 1-0 to Chelsea. So we do try and fix it. Foden comes in on the right for Savinho, goes to left. Doku drops to the bench. Grealish doesn't get into this one despite a decent game against Chelsea. But, I mean, that miss is on my mind. And also, Mateo Kovacic, he drops out for Ilkay Gundogan. Maybe Lewis drops out for Walker at some point. We've got Ake and also Stones there as well. Not the best of starts by City. Well, final game of today's episode, and hopefully our first win of today's episode, our first win of the series. It's Manchester City versus Ipswich Town at home, a newly promoted side coming to try and cause an upset at the Etihad for a City side that have their confidence dented. 4 titles in a row, however, a defeat on the opening day to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Well, back at the Etihad, and City looking to make this ground a fortress for the season if we are going to win the Premier League title for a 5th year in a row. Walton starts up top in goal for them. They've got Johnson at wing-back role. No Calvin Phillips. Smodics does start in behind Liam Delap. A big force up top. Ogbene, a key player in their wide areas. Muric on the bench. I'm surprised that Walton starts in goal ahead of him. Well, they want to play expansive football, Ipswich, which is credit to them. Guardiola sliding challenge. Edison's got to come off his line here to Liam Delap. He goes behind for a goal kick, but an early chance for Ipswich there. Manu Akanji goes and tackles him, put it out for a throw. 20 minutes on the clock already, City. Not a single shot, nothing done from Manchester City's perspective as they run through here too easily. Broadhead it is. Hold it back, and Diaz makes a challenge, and Gundogan gives it away again. Kanji dives in, can't win it. Oh, Benny! And a big save by Edison. And caught by Edison, but what are Manchester City doing? And you can hear the frustration in the fans' voices here. Bernardo, Gundogan. Nice feet by Gundogan. Into Bernardo Silva. Back onto De Bruyne. It's another bad pass by Manchester City. In a good position again. We overhit the pass. Ogbene. Can't get on the end of it. Smodics. In behind to Ogbene. Vardiol stepped up. Ogbene, and Ruben Diaz makes a good challenge. City could be a little bit more expansive here as it goes half-time here. 0-0 against Ipswich. This is not good from Manchester City. A bit more aggressive from City though in our press now. Wanting to try and win that ball back. We go away to West Ham United next. Savinho, great win. Into Haaland here. Haaland, a chance off the crossbar by Haaland. Well, that was us pressing and winning the ball back high, which I want to see. Foden trying to win it. Foden does win it. Brilliant from Foden. Doku. Haaland. Wide to Savinho. Savinho! Debut on his first Etihad appearance for Savinho. City lead Ipswich, and that is a big goal to start the season, really. That is a big goal considering how we've been. The players celebrate because they know what it means. Guardiola's saying just calm down after his celebration. Haaland the turn, we win it back nice and high. And Savinho with a really good strike across the goalkeeper, Wharton. First goal of the Premier League season. He's not scored by Erling Haaland, but he's scored by Savinho. Gundogan and wide towards Vardiol. And that space for Savinho's opened up now. And Vardiol finds Savinho. And Savinho through to Haaland here. Oh, Haaland just can't get there. Unlucky. Wharton with a pass back to his player. Expansive from Ipswich. An acceleration of pace by Doku. Back to Rico. Back into Phil Foden. Foden. Foden passes one towards goal. Good save by the keeper. Back out to Savinho. Back into Foden. Takes it down well. Gundogan. Lays it off to Ilkay Gundogan for a first-time strike. I want to say by Wharton behind for a corner. Better from Manchester City here in this one. Puts his foot out there. Leaf Davis. Into the lap. Lapless shot the near post. A save by Edison. Full-time whistle goes. We end today's episode, the first episode, with a 1-0 win over Ipswich. We are growing into things. We're so much better. We've got to be more aggressive in our press, and we will play better. City 1, Ipswich 0. That ends today's episode. Please do like the video if you're not already. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. FC25, I have a feeling it's going to be really big this year. Yes, we've started slow, but I can't wait for episode 2, and we'll see you guys next time.